Hello and welcome everyone. Today in this video I will show you how you can use Uber like feature, that's basically a Cabride feature in your application. So let's get started. First of all, you have to go to feature section in your dashboard of your application, right? Then you have to go to find out the feature that is Cabride feature. Here is that feature, that is Cabride. Now you will have to click on this Cabride feature, right? After clicking on Cabride, you will get such type of interface, right? You have to click on this setting option to make settings about this Cabride feature right in your application. I'm clicking on this setting option. So we are here at the Cabride settings, right? You have in the contact section you have to add your admin email. I have already added this email, right? You can select a currency for this Cabride feature in your application. I have selected it as USD Stripe, right? You can also display the distance, that is in kilometer, as well as it depends up to you, right? Leave this center map address blank to center map on user GPS location position, right? The next option that we have is load points of interest from places feature. Select a place. As you can see that there is no selected places by default because I haven't added any of the place in this Cabride feature. As you can see that places feature is not available here, right? So I am skipping it, right? So the next option that we have is rides feature. First option that we have is search timeout, right? It means when someone books a ride, then the driver has to accept its ride within 60 seconds. You can also change it to 30 seconds. It's up to you, right? After that, the next option that we have is search radius, right? The request will be sent within the 10 kilometer or 10 miles radius, right? You can also select the course mode, that is immediate by default. You can also set up payment settings, right? Accepted payments, you can accept payment through credit card, cash, as well as you can use both of these options, right? You can also select payment provider, that is by default it's selected as Stripe credit card, right? You can also enable commission type. By default it's disabled, but you can also change it to fixed amount percentage, fixed amount plus percentage. It's totally up to you, right? The next option that we have is pricing and number of seats mode, right? It can be fixed by the vehicle type as well as by the drivers, right? It's totally up to you or as well as the admin. And you can also enable seats pricing. When enabled, user will be able to select the number of seats required, right? The next option that we have is default number of sets. It's set to 1, but you can also set it to 0. But when set to 0, user will be required to fill the number of seats, that how many seats he required for his ride, right? You can also enable tour option. When enabled, user will be able to book the driver for a given time, right? The next option that we have is payouts and cash return scheduler, right? As you can see that in the period option it's selected by default. You can change it to weekly or monthly. It's up to you that after how much time you want to pay your drivers, right? You can also add a design to your application menu, background design. You can upload it by clicking on this, and you can also add a passenger picture, right? As well as a driver pic. The next option that we have is MISC, right? If you click on this option, then driver can register, and if you click on this option, then you can enable a custom form for the passenger to fill, right? I will show you next what is this custom form about. Right now I am enabling it. After adding all this information, you can click on this save button to make change, right? Payments API credential, right? You have to enter your Stripe public key and secret key, so that when user pay for his ride, the money will be directly sent into your Stripe account, right? Adding all the information, you have to click on the save button to make changes. Right now we will move to our next option that we have is translation, right? You can add different languages in your application. Right now it's selected by default, that is English, right? You can also change it as you want. If you want to add a specific language in your application, then you have to click on this option and you can add any of the language, right? Suppose I click on German, then I have to add a German word in reference of dashboard as well as commission, and I have to fill all the information about these words in German language, right? After adding all the information, you have to click on this save button to make changes. Right now we will move to our next option, that is about a form. Right, you can use this form feature to ask different question from a rider. Right, as you can see that I have added different questions. Now I will show you how you can add question according to your demands. Right, to add your question, you can use any of these options. Right, suppose I click on this title and label it as ride information. Right, if I click on this save button, then this information, that is ride information, will be added into the question form. Then the user have to answer right about its information. Right, you can also choose this number option. You can use this number option to find out the number of passengers for that specific ride. You can add a minimum value of passenger as well as a maximum value. Right, right now I have added a default value, that is 1. You can check mark this option that user have to reply about this question. So I click on the save button to make changes. After clicking on the save button, this question, that in number of question, will be added into the application. Now we will move to our next option, that is drop down select yes. Right, you can use this option to ask a question from the passengers. Right, you can ask any question you want. Right, suppose I click on do you have a pet with you. Right, I can add multiple options, that are 3 options. Right, you can add any of the information about this. By default it's selected as 1. Right, you can also click on this required option and click on save to make changes. Right, the next option that we have is checkbox. Right, in the checkbox you can ask a question that if they are a VIP customer or not. Right, you can click on the save button to make changes. Right, in the same way you can add all of these you can use all of this information to ask a question about a specific ride from the passenger. Now we will move to our next option, that is about vehicle type. Right, you can add different vehicles in your application. Right, as you can see that I have already added a text. Right, now I will show you how you can add your own vehicle in this application, and as well as the base price, base fare, as well as the distance fare for a specific ride. Right, now I will click on add a vehicle type. In this section you can add a vehicle type. Right, I have added its type, that is taxi. I have already mentioned the number of seats that are available, 3 seats. Here you can add a icon of that specific vehicle. Right, by clicking on this option. Right, suppose I have added a taxi, so I can use its icon, illustration icon from the Google. I can download it and paste it into this section. Right, after that you can also manage costs, fares about a specific ride. Right, as you can see that I have already added a base fare, that is $10. You can also add distance fare, that is I have already added $10. You can also manage a time fare. For every minute I have added 0.2 cents. Right, you can also use extra fare for every seat after the first. Right, I have set it to disabled 0. Right, in the next option you can also manage extra distance for every seat after the first. I have set it to 0. Right, you can also manage extra time fare for every seat after the first. Right, you can also manage tour fares. Right, I have added tour base fare, that is $15. Right, fare for every time frame I have added at $2. Time frame is 30 minutes. Right, extra base fare for every seat after the first, I have disabled it to 0. Right, you can also manage extra time frame fare every 30 minutes for every seat after the first. I have also set it to 0. You can also change it to extra seat fare as you want. Right, if I click on this visible option and click on this save button, then this segment or vehicle type will be added into the application. Right, now I'm clicking on go back to show you. As you can see that taxi vehicle type is added into our Cabride vehicle types feature. Right, as you can see that is this visible? Yes, this is visible. Right, in our application you can also edit it or as well as delete this type vehicle. So the next option that we have is driver option. Right, now I will click on driver option. When someone registers himself as a driver on your application, all the information about him will appear in this section: his customer ID, vehicle type, vehicle model, license plate, driving license, his photo, as well as base address and his pickup address. All the information will be displayed in this section. Let's move to our next option, that is passengers option. Right, when someone register himself as a passenger, then his customer ID, first name, last name, and his email will be appear in this section. Right now we will move to our next option, that is rides. In this section you will find out all the information about any kind of ride request. Right here you will find out the client as well as driver, distance, duration, estimated cost, ride rating, as well as the status of that ride. Right here you will see the average distance, average duration, average fare, as well as the average rating for that specific ride. Right now we will move to our next option, that is accountancy. Right, this section is specially designed for cash return requests. Suppose a user pay for his ride through the cash to the driver. Right, if someone pays a driver through the cash, then all the information about that payment will appear in this section. Right, the driver name as well as email, period, payments, and total amount will be displayed in this section. Right, the main purpose of this cash return request is to ask the driver about that payment, to make payment to the admin. Right, when you request from a specific driver about the cash return, then this information will be appeared in archived request option. Right, when a driver pay you back, then you can also mark him as a paid. Right, here you can see that we have the next option, that is about payout. Right, here you can manage all the payout to a specific driver. Right, as well as you can also generate bulk CSV export so that you can make bulk payments to the drivers. Right, so the next option that we have is dashboard. Right, here you will get all the information about all the booked rides. You will get all the total revenue of the day, total revenue of last 7 days, total revenue of last 30 days, as well as total revenue of last 365. In this section you can also find out about a specific ride. Right, here you can find out its ID. You can also find out the method of payment as well as the amount paid and commission paid about a specific date. Right, so after doing all of these steps, you have to go to this settings section and then you have to go to API keys. This section is very important. Right, you have to follow step by step. Right, we need Google Maps JavaScript API key. Right, without this API key feature will not work properly. Right, now the main question is that how we can get this Google Maps JavaScript API key. To create this API key, first of all you have to go to Google and you have to search for this Google Cloud Console and you have to create an account on this platform. Right, I am clicking on this website. After creating Google Cloud Platform account, you have to click on this option and you have to create a new project by clicking on this new project option. Right, as you can see that I have named this project as Google Maps API key. Right, after adding the project name, you have to click on create button to create a new project. Right, so as you can see that our Google Maps API key project is has been created. Right, now we have to click on here and we have to go to our Google Maps API key project. Right, so as you can see that I have opened my Google Maps API key project. Right, now I will click on this navigation menu. Right, and then I will go to API services and then I will go to library. Right, after going to library you will see such type of interface. Right, here it is written maps. Now you will have to click on this view all. Right, I will click on this view all. Now we have to enable some specific features here. Right, now follow me step by step and pay a handsome attention to what features I am going to enable. First of all I will enable directions API feature. I'm clicking on it. Right, so I will click on this enable button to enable this feature. Right, I'm clicking on this enable. So as you can see that this API is enabled. Right, now I'm closing it. Now I will go for distance matrix API. I will enable this API. Right, I will repeat the same process. I will click on enable to enable this distance matrix API. So as you can see that our directions API as well as distance matrix API has been enabled and these are added in enabled APIs. Right, now I'm closing it and now I will go for Maps JavaScript API. Right, I'm clicking on it. Now I will click on enable to enable Maps JavaScript API. So as you can see that maps JavaScript API has also been enabled, right? I am closing it, right? And now I will also enable this geocoding API. I am clicking on it, open link in a new tab, and I will also enable this API. Click on enable to enable this geocoding API. So here we go. Now I will enable maps JavaScript API. I'm clicking on it. I actually have already enabled it. Now I will go for map statics API, right? I'm clicking on it and I will open it. I will click on enable to enable map static API, right? I'm clicking on it. So as you can see that we have added 5 API, right? We have to add 6 total API. Now I will go back and add our final API, that is places API. I will click on it to enable it, right? I will click on enable to enable places API. So as you can see that places API has also been added in the enabled API section. Right now I'm closing and now I will go back to Google Cloud Platform dashboard, right? Make sure you have selected your project, that is Google Maps API key project, right? Now I will click on this navigation menu and I will go to APIs and services, right? After going to API services, and now I will go to credential, right? Now you will have to click on create credentials to create your API keys, right? Now I'll click on create credentials and I will click on API key. As you can see it has created a API key, right? Now I will copy it and I will click on restrict key, and such type of interface will come in front of you. So now you have to scroll down and you have to click on restrict key, right? And you have to select your 6 APIs that you have enabled. Right now I will select those API that I have added. One, and distance matrix API is second, and I have also added geocoding. I have added maps JavaScript, map static API, and places API, right? I will click OK. So as you can see that 6 APIs has been added. Now I will click on save button to make changes, right? So here you can see that we have got our API key. I will copy API key and I will paste it in the Google Maps setting, Google Maps JavaScript API key to make successfully changes, right? Now I will click on save button, right? So I hope you have learned from this video. Take care, goodbye.